Sometimes WWE does hilarious stuff, and do you know what I do? I laugh. I laugh a lot, and I feel warm and fuzzy in my dum-dum. Survivor Champions is over, 2025, which had kind of a lot of crazy controversy going into it, but my big thing, with focusing on the product here, was what are we going to do at the end of CM Punk versus John Cena? There was a moment before we started where I actually said, or maybe Seth Rollins just cashes in, and he gets stopped by Roman Reigns, as that would be a big thing to do, so people wouldn't mind that there was a bunch of shenanigans. But WWE was like, well, we can't get Roman to Saudi, but we can do it's just a roller coaster of craziness. And we get very clear, in case it sounds otherwise, I thought it was terrific. I think this is what WWE does the best, the sports entertainment madness, Bride of Doom, whatever you want to call it. The last 10, 15 minutes of this, whatever, was just a joy. Now, I will say, and I mentioned this on What Culture Ups and Downs as well, where I freelance for, make sure you check that out for like a beat-by-beat review. I don't mind people kicking out finishes, but sometimes it goes too far. And on this show, I think there were so many times they kind of wanted to make you guess who was going to win. Just too many, overall, throughout the whole show. And it particularly went nuts in this match. Now, what I did like is after CM Punk had kicked out of his third AA, John Cena was mad, right? So he actually had a reason to go grab his WWE title because he can't control his emotions anymore. And he was like, well, if I hit him in the head with this piece of metal, I'm probably going to win. When, if you can believe it, he had, much like he's had before, a proper moment of doubt. He heard the fans saying lovely things to him, and he wasn't able to go through with it. So he threw the championship away. I'm pretty sure if it's not before SummerSlam, right after SummerSlam, John Cena's going back to being a babyface. We've talked about it over and over again. It's the right thing to do. Last 6 months, embracing the fans, loving the fans. And then now, given what did happen, we predicted either Seth Rollins or Bron Breakker. Surely that has to be John Cena's last match because, yes, after the referee, I can't believe it, got knocked out by an erroneous shoulder tackle. Here came Seth Rollins and his goobers. They just started taking out everyone. Then Penta turned up. Sami Zayn turned up. Everybody was running down. It was so funny. The distraction, interference, and confusion was out of control. Penta's plan sucked because he just got thrown on the aisleway. Then he was diving off the damn thing. And Sami Zayn was kind of boarding over the place. I actually think the big twist, so there's two big twists. They came within sort of the same sequence that was very clever, was Bronson Reed going for the tsunami, which CM Punk stopped, and he basically pushed Bronson Reed right into an AA. So CM Punk and John Cena had just worked together. And there's always been this kind of camaraderie between them, even when they are feuding. I think that would be fair to say, mostly because a lot of the stories they do is like half real and half shoot, half work, whatever. You know what I'm talking about, right? It's reality meets sports entertainment. They hugged, they kissed, they shook hands, and then WWE, and more power to them, shot John Cena exactly like they had done at the Elimination Chamber before he turned heel. He must have known that. He must have caught himself in the reflection of the camera lens. He was like, ha ha, I remember what I'm going to do here. He went to kick CM Punk right in his balls. CM Punk knows this because obviously he watches pay-per-views, and then Seth Rollins zooms in. He basically gets rid of Cena. He stomps CM Punk, but he hasn't really attacked John Cena enough. His HP was too high. He throws Seth Rollins out the ring. He didn't hit another move onto CM Punk. He pinned into the 1-2-3, so he remains an ambiguous character. Slowly going back babyface, but still happy to retain his championship here. It also obviously ties into the bigger feud between CM Punk versus Seth Rollins, and I presume we're going to spin back into that for SummerSlam. We teased the cash-in, which people always enjoy. Now, I was about to say it's a smart way for Seth not to do it, because we saw Naomi do it on SmackDown, which was the classic, I want to cash in, ref. What are you talking about? I want to cash in my Money in the Bank briefcase. You want to smash in your dad? Like, no, listen to me. I want. They just don't understand. Whereas here, Seth Rollins forgot to bring a referee out with him. And he was going, come on. This is when John Cena, I suppose, continued this babyface turn. Although not really, because he wants to protect his championship. He steamrolled this referee. He hit him so hard. But that makes sense, right? And that's kind of when he was fighting with Seth Rollins too, and when Bronson Reed and Bron Breakker got him, because, I mean, it is a good guy, bad guy thing, but John Cena also wants to protect his WWE title, so I actually think that was smart as well, but it was hilarious. It was totally off the rails. I'm sure some people won't be entertained by this, but also question why you watch WWE, because they enjoy it a lot. John Cena walks away. CM Punk is totally protected. I don't think he's taken a clean loss in a long old time. We also go back to kind of lore that we put in place throughout 2025. The only thing it was missing was Roman Reigns. And even though I made that dumb prediction, I never actually thought it was going to happen. I think it would probably happen either at SummerSlam, much like it did last year, or in the interim. But I just want fun when I see a main event like this, especially with two stars like John Cena and CM Punk. And I think this was the ultimate way to get out of there with everything still kind of intact, but also a reason to tune into Raw and SmackDown. So I thought it was tremendous. Like, I really, really did. It's just so silly. It's also why we should have kind of stayed away from other distractions on this show. We did have some in the Rhea Ripley Raquel Rodriguez street fight, but I've said this a couple of times now, this show got away with a lot because the finishes or the winner or the overall feeling of the matches was so good. I was kind of like, I don't care about anything else because I'm enjoying how they're going to finish. The main one was absolutely the main event. Like, if you have, it was quite long. It must have been 20 to 25 minutes. Just go watch the last 10 and you'll just be laughing your ass off. I think it's such an incredible thing to do. And again, WWE does it well. So why not lean into that? And of course, Seth Rollins now has enemies with everybody, especially Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed do. They don't like Penta. And I kind of feel like this is still setting the seeds for Sami Zayn versus Seth Rollins at WrestleMania 42. And I'm long-term booking here. I'm probably getting ahead of myself. And maybe we're going to do some kind of crazy multi-man at SummerSlam. Let's not pretend Triple H doesn't like his multi-mans. He loves a multi-man. But yeah, that was good. And there were a couple of other matches that I think really stood out here. Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton, King of the Ring final. I mean, I keep saying it was old school, which people don't really know what I mean by that. Well, I'm sure you do, but just one person said on social media. So it's like, have I got this wrong? But I mean the finish. Because essentially Randy Orton made one mistake, 1, 2, 3, and it was over. So you can argue that was anticlimactic, but it was also the first match on the show. And also, I think sometimes that's how a match should end. Oh no, you put one foot wrong, and the other person you're in there with, who is meant to be a skilled wrestler, a former world champion, took advantage. But also, we talk about planting of seeds. We planted seeds all over the place here. Randy Orton was going to punt Cody Rhodes right in the head because he kept cucking out of the damn RKO. This is what I'm talking about. Too much finisher kick ass. It doesn't matter. I'm already over it. It's not a big deal. He wasn't able to do it because he hesitated. I now realize it's exactly the same as the John Cena story. Maybe that's what stuck in my head. But then when he finally went to do it, he got hit with a bunch of moves and he got a chair eventually, which is also exactly what John Cena did with the title. The point is this. Randy Orton planned this. He knew the referee would get rid of the chair. He went and exposed Tina the turnbuckle. He was going to take Cody Rhodes' head. He had decided, as he had told Cody, I don't care about personal relationships. I'll do whatever it takes. Cody stopped this because after Randy Orton had hurt his back earlier on in the damn match off a superplex, Cody went mega heel, but he also didn't really. Like, he was using right at the ring post and he was targeting. But if you had been told by somebody that's your friend, I'm going to do whatever it takes, you can't be a lame babyface in return. So he got booed here. But if Cody had been like, oh, I can't hurt you, Randy, that would have been crap. That's a part of why people got so mad at WrestleMania 41, because Cody was like, I can't hit you in the belt, John Cena. And now we're kind of telling you that's absolutely going to change. I don't think it's going to turn Cody heel, but you never know what the fans are going to do. And so it was the same thing here. Cody was like, all right, well, if you're going to expose that thing, I will throw you into it. And they didn't really do it with any sort of malicious intent. They were just kind of fighting near there. Randy Orton hurts his tum-tum, gets hit with the crossroads. So it must have been at least the second or maybe the third time. 1, 2, 3. And Randy Orton was so mad after this. And I think this is the key, right? One, Randy Orton's selling of his back here was masterful. He's an absolute goat. There's no two ways about it. The sell job of his face, like, oh man, I can't believe I hesitated, probably sets up the seed for a heel turn, like I'm saying about. And even Cody's promo, he's like, listen, man, Randy, you're a legend, a modern locker room leader. And I understand now I've got to take on CM Punk or John Cena at SummerSlam. And I understand they're beloved figures. I don't care, man. I get my belt back. You can kiss my ass. He didn't say that. But he did lean into a much more aggressive Cody Rhodes. But again, I think we need that after WrestleMania 41, where he was too much of a goody two-shoe babyface. But I love this match, and I especially loved it when you compare it to the main event. The main event is an off-the-rails roller coaster. This one is very old school with choices and very deliberate, etc., etc. And Cody Rhodes winning is the right thing to do. And now it is Cody Rhodes versus John Cena. CM Punk has been given a total reason to go away and do other things. Randy Orton, I don't know. Randy Orton could screw Cody Rhodes at SummerSlam. I would prefer Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton for the championship for the rest of 2025 coming out of SummerSlam, but there's options, and it's always fun to have options. But I loved it, and I loved the finish. I wouldn't call it anticlimactic at all. I thought it was very specific and actually helped the rest of the show, which is why Rhea Ripley versus Raquel Rodriguez was so good, because they were allowed to have all the crazy fun with the kendo sticks and the chairs. And Raquel absolutely whooped the ass Rhea Ripley, who sold wonderfully. And yes, Roxanne Perez ran out. You kind of did need that to continue on the Raquel storyline. But the fact that it didn't work makes me go, maybe we could have saved that all for the last match. But listen, WWE loves distractions, they love interference, they love confusions. We know this. But Raquel came across like such a warrior here that even though she lost, well, the finish was awesome, for one. But Raquel was so impressive, I guess, that it's one of those matches where you still win even though you got pinned, because it doesn't matter. No one's going to go, well, you look like you suck, because she didn't look like she sucked. She looked like an absolute beast. And she was throwing through Rhea Ripley through tables and whatnot. And the finish, too, they basically set a table up, hopefully I got a picture in the corner, on the corner of the ring. And these are like, big jacked women. They went up there. They did a riptide from there to the floor. That is scary. If that table had crumbled or fallen, they probably could have died. I'm not trying to exaggerate, but it's a dangerous thing to do, and it just looked great, which was the main thing. Rhea Ripley gets the win, and she really sold this. Oh man, that was a close one. And the video package was awesome too, talking about how they used to be friends. I don't think they need to fight again, and I think Rhea Ripley versus Io Sky can probably be the future. But we have to make sure. I mean, Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne should become the tag team now, much like we did it after Naomi took over Jade Cargill's spot 6 months ago, 7 months ago, whatever the flub it was. But we have to make sure we capitalize on the Raquel Rodriguez thing here. Rhea Ripley's fine. She's a superstar. She's going to go on to even greater things. I totally believe that. But Raquel has just reminded you, I'm pretty good. You got to put me in these kind of positions. So that was ace. That was awesome. As was Karrion Kross versus Sami Zayn, because it was totally different. It was slow paced. And once again, it was very, very deliberate what Karrion was doing. And I like that bang in the middle of a show, especially if you're only going to give me 6 matches, I believe, or 5 matches, which is Triple H's favorite, because it stands out like a sore thumb. That sounds disparaging. I mean it in a good way. Like, oh, what's happening here? And of course, the only fault I would say I had with this, but I liked it because Sami Zayn just won with his Aluva kick. It's like, oh, finally, a finisher actually did its job. I kind of felt like, to tie into what Karen had been saying, Sami Zayn probably needed to lose his mind a little bit, not a lot, just to tease you, or maybe Karrion Kross was right. And we kind of did that in the middle of the match because Sami did get mad. That's how he got his comeback in. And Karen was saying, I told you. I think it would have been better at the finish, but I also think I'm being a bit finicky there. I need to see, are we carrying this on? Was it a one and done? Was it an experiment for Karrion Kross? I don't know. If it was, he passed with flying colours, and he's like a Raquel Rodriguez situation. We should put him in another feud ASAP too, because again, the word I keep coming back to, he's so intriguing, and it makes me want to watch him, even though he is very slow paced and stuff, but I think that's good. But yeah, essentially, after Karrion Kross had gone, you're a liar, Sami Zayn, you're a liar, hits with the haluva kick 1, 2, 3, and that's when I had that epiphany of, wait a minute, somebody hit their finishing move and they won, and I decided no negative Nancy stuff, because we need to manifest this into existence so we get it more, not less. And I think it just felt fresh, like bread. I mean, whoever thought we were going to see Karrion Kross versus Sami Zayn on a pay-per-view in Saudi Arabia? I'm intrigued to see what the fallout is. I think because Sami Zayn got involved in the main event, this may fall by the wayside or something like that. But Karrion Kross should be put into something else. Much like the Damian Priest and Carmelo Hayes and R-Truth stuff, there's something we can do with this man. I like him a lot. Like, I'm a big, big fan. I think he's awesome. And he's different. There's that word again. The Bloodline match was flipping it awesome. It really was. I'm a huge Solo Sikoa fan. I don't think anybody cannot be impressed by Jacob for 2. Tangaloa came back. Tongaloa, whatever his stupid name is. People on the internet just love this guy, which makes me so happy. JC Mateo ran in. This is why I think we could have removed Roxanne from that other match. I understand doing it here, and I understand doing it in the main event, but it does take something away. It's the law of diminishing returns. It's always going to work that way. Less is more. But we also got the debut of Hikuleo, and this has been rumored for like the last 12 months, so I'm glad he was there. I love the fact Solo Sikoa can just continually add Samoans to his group. It's going to go on for 25 years, but I think the major point of this, I mean, A, it totally protects Jacob for 2. It took 4 people to take him out, right? And he had the match 1-2 before Hikuleo ran in. I just realised I went to give a damn about how stupid the referee was. I forgot to do that. If you watch both content, you get a secret treat there. The referee was just dumb. I don't think WWE tried hard enough to make it make sense. That should have got it down. I got too excited about the debut of Hikuleo, but actually it wasn't even that, and more power to that guy. It was just the fact that Solo Sikoa won the US Championship. I was elated. I popped off my chair, which is weird because I watch these things by myself. I may have shouted, I love you, Solo. I definitely tweeted it, SimonMiller316. Make sure you join the Patreon too, patreon.com/SimonMiller316. But it was just, I don't know, man. I kind of realised earlier in the day, of course he can win. Because we have Hikuleo in the, what do you call it, the corners, the doldrums. And SummerSlam is a month away. Jacob Fatu can just win it back then, probably with the help of Jimmy Uso. Because Jimmy Uso was not here because he got told on SmackDown, no, I don't want your help, which was a really dumb thing to say in hindsight. So this is exactly what I'm talking about. Solo winning, which I think was deserved. Jacob Fatu being protected and the Bloodline 2.0 feeling in kind of a good way at the moment. Maybe better they have done over the last few months. I was like, I'm fine with that. I'm perfectly happy. And I just think Solo Sikoa deserved it, which is a terrible, stupid term because the story does have to make sense. But I think that it did. I just think he's hilarious. At one point, he had the sleeper hold on, whatever it was, a chin lock. And he was saying, you never loved me. Jacob, you never loved me at all. I think he's wonderful. I think this was good. He was so proud to win the championship. He has just become one of my guys. And we talk about this all the time. I talked about it with someone on social media. They messaged me saying, Sam, I don't get Cody Rhodes. Like, that's great. It's the best thing about wrestling. Cody Rhodes is one of my favorites, but you don't get him. There's no reasons. We can't explain this. And that's the kind of stuff we should lean into more. It's the best thing about sports entertainment and all of that nonsense. I don't like saying it was the weakest match on the card. That's unfair. I think you shouldn't compare things in that way. But Jade Cargill and Asuka, Queen of the Ring final, is just the one that stood out for me for many reasons. I apologize on ups and downs. I'm going to apologize here as well. I got a bit geek nerd in the corner of the internet in my mum's basement about Jade Cargill. I hate even saying it, but I did. Not selling her leg enough after Asuka had worked it over. I think mostly because I thought it was a really smart match. Like, the size difference was incredible to watch. I love it when we do this in wrestling. And Asuka is so good that she was able to chop Jade Cargill down and it actually looked believable. And for a while, Jade was selling her leg great. Then she just did a kip up and forgot about it. I was like, man, I've gone nerd. It really would have been great if she could have limped around a little bit. We are talking about something that is so minor here, but I think it happens to all of us. And I'm always going to be honest and transparent with you, even though people think I just make stuff up. Be so positive for no reason. No, I just go with my gut and I tell you how I feel. It was relatively short, but Asuka was so good here, I don't think it matters. And ultimately, I think she started doing that hip attack move as her finish because they realised, oh, wait a minute, Jade Cargill can reverse that into a Jaded. She hit it 1, 2, 3. There's just not really that much to say about it. I don't mind Jade Cargill being put in shorter matches if that's what she's better at. You look at someone like Goldberg and there'll be other people I'm not thinking about right now. The best person to use is Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman would look at a wrestler and say, we're going to accentuate your strengths and we're going to hide your weaknesses. Not saying that's what Jade Cargill has. If the people in charge think that she's better in short matches, give me a short match. We had a 25-minute, whatever the flub it was, main event. Cody versus Randy went on for ages. It doesn't need to go long. So I think we should do it again, but there was just something here. I was like, I needed something more, and I don't know what it is. So maybe you know. Genuinely, drop me a comment. I'll have a read. Maybe that will spark something in my brain. I still think Asuka is awesome, one of my favorites ever. I still think Jade Cargill is an incredible WWE superstar, whatever that means. But she came out dressed like Storm, and you just want to see what she's going to do. And that does count for something, because how many times we see in a wrestler that's awesome in the ring, but you just don't care. Like, you need to have that feeling in your Tootsie Toes, and she has that. I think her winning was the right thing to do. I don't mind that at all. I think she should beat Tiffany Stratton. I think Naomi should cash in. And I think the best part of it was the promo she cut afterwards, when essentially she said, don't let people get you down. They're going to knock you. Don't believe them and make sure you find your inner confidence. And I think that stuff is really important to say. I don't want to turn this into a mental health video, as I often do, but wrestling's not important. It's the most important of the least important things. And if you watch it for a distraction, as I know, I talk to these people all the time, they very nicely send me DMs, or you watch it just to be entertained, yeah, don't worry about all the bull crap. Who cares that Jade Cargill didn't sell her leg? I mean, I don't want to be that guy, but it is predetermined. It is just a show. So even if you do sort of screw up a little bit, I think we can be critical about it, but we can also be nice. Again, we're going on a tangent here. Good show. Good fun show. Not one you'll ever need to watch again. Maybe John Cena versus CM Punk, just because I think it will be the last time they ever fight. And certainly some foibles along the way, but they were all rectified by the end. Again, Cody Rhodes winning great, Jade Cargill winning great, Solo Sikoa being the US champion, his first singles title on the main roster, awesome, and just a barrel of laughs, that main event that I think WWE figured a way out of really smartly, even though they often go back to this kind of stuff. Again, they're good at it. If you're good at something, why the flub wouldn't you do it? I had a good time. I think it's a solid 3 out of 5 show. I hate rating stuff too, but you know what I'm saying. I'm massively intrigued to see what anybody else has thought, because the cool thing, when I can watch it live given the time difference, I go on social media to tweet, but I don't read anybody else's opinions. So maybe you all thought it sucked. And as always, you go, Simon, you're so damn positive. But actually, I couldn't be being more honest. Now, like I say, drop me a comment below, like the video, share the video. Please do subscribe. Click the video on the screen, which is my thoughts on punk life, I suppose, which I do think I'm the outlier on. So that's interesting. Otherwise, yes, you go to patreon.com patreon.com/Simon316. It's only $5. You can join all our podcast and watch along stuff. If you're into your fitness, go to gorillamind.com/Simon. There is 30% of some of their pre-workout at the moment, and I don't think there is a better pre-workout in the world, and it ships worldwide. Otherwise, Simon316 on social media, Simon Miller for personalized cameo videos, Simon J. Miller for some really dumb TikTok videos, Big Cartel, Pro Wrestling Tees. And on that note, I'm going to have to go to bed because it's really late here because I'm getting all my content done because I'm wrestling for Progress on Sunday. So, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to record this late on Saturday night. I probably kept my neighbors awake. And trust me, before I even moved in here, they didn't even know what wrestling was. So I'm definitely going to annoy them. Here's some ASMR to finish the video, and I will see you soon.